standing. So kick back and listen, it'll make you grin. Every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Yeah, yeah.
Welcome, Pilgrim's Gray Chronicles here. Your host, Robert Clark. How's it going, folks? Fellow pilgrims walking the never-ending road. The road that goes ever on into the world of the strange. And tonight is listener emails, comments, stuff you send in. And I think I actually got that right for the first time ever on this episode by saying listeners instead of viewers. So I'll have to pat myself on the back because boy had a few flurries of comments, all seemingly negative, but that's okay. Negative comments let you know you're alive, right? So we will get right into it with a comment on our Tartaria video, our Forgotten History of Tartaria, from Earth and Water Holistic, 1489. It's just a brief comment, but I took some time to answer it because this is a fairly common thing that comes up a lot that you wind up having to answer. And so, or anybody dealing with these subjects from a Christian viewpoint or whatever. And the funny thing is about the Tartaria video is I wasn't even quoting the Bible as if I am a Christian, but the whole purpose of quoting it and utilizing it was also just a part of history. And whether you believe the Bible or not, it's definitely a part of history, whether you like it or not. It doesn't matter. It's definitely a part of history. It definitely records things in history. It's undeniable that it does that. Even if you don't believe anything that it says from a spiritual perspective, times, dates, peoples, places, things, all recorded. Anyway, with that in mind, he says, dude, you sound polarized. You're quoting the Bible while trying to talk about covered up history. How do you not know that the Bible was not moved or manipulated either? By the way, you can edit your comments on YouTube in case you make a mistake. Just letting some of you know, because some of you are apparently unaware of it. I have to read through these comments and try to sometimes edit them because words are added or I don't know. Anyway, so I responded and I said, there is so much fake history out there, especially when you start digging into stuff like Tartaria, Atlantis, ancient technology, you name it. So it is fair to ask, well, if history got messed up, who's to say the Bible didn't too? But here's the thing, and it's a pretty big thing, like I said here. The Bible isn't like one fragile piece of parchment tucked away in a dusty basement somewhere. It's literally the most copied, quoted, cross-checked, translated, attacked, and preserved set of writings in human history of antiquity. And we are talking over 24,000 manuscript fragments of the New Testament alone, from all over the ancient world. The entire Old Testament books, like Isaiah, were found in the Dead Sea Scrolls, virtually identical to what you can buy at Walmart today. For those of you who claim the phone game could have happened, we're talking a couple thousand years, or at least almost 1,000, and it still looks like what they wrote in 700 BC, roughly. So the early church fathers quoted scriptures so much that if we lost every Bible on earth, We could literally rebuild the entire New Testament just from their letters, from where they quoted New Testament books. So I don't think that's fragile at all. I think that's divinely stubborn, right? If somebody tried to manipulate the Bible, they'd have to somehow find and rewrite thousands of documents in multiple languages, buried across multiple continents, before Google Earth even existed. And judging by how hard it is to get even two people to agree on fast food orders, good luck with that. And meanwhile, Tartarian history, Atlantis, even secular mainstream historians can barely agree if those civilizations even existed. I believe they did, but that's besides the point. The Bible is a different animal. It has survived empires, inquisitions, dictators, wars, and modern critics with keyboards. And it'll be here long after all of us are gone. And just like always, the people trying to tear it down seem to wear out long before the Bible does. Plus, and this matters, if Tartaria really was one of the rebel watchers' failed attempts to build their own fake kingdom, which clearly I think it was, of course they would want to bury the real record. That's the whole point of my video. And of course they would want to make people doubt the one book that told on them from day one. So the way I see it, Tartarian cover-ups equals fallen sons of God hiding their busted toy castles. Bible preservation equals the king's message staying alive no matter how many vandals try to burn the letters. And it's a big difference. Anyway, I appreciate the honest question, seriously, and always better to ask hard questions than to just coast along nodding. So I do honestly mean well. Truth, like I said here, is not for the lazy. It's for the pilgrims who keep walking even when the road gets weird. And it does. So very often. And then we also have some comments which I completely expected. Anytime you bring up anything to do with the shape of Earth, you're going to get knee-jerk reaction or hate. I can't say this is complete knee-jerk reaction. In fact, I wanted to respond to Mr. Tummy here. What an interesting YouTube handle. So, on measuring the Earth's curvature, anyway, last Monday's video, I dealt with a lengthy comment regarding biblical cosmology as it relates to the shape of Earth. And so now we have comments here that are not really 100% what the video was about. It was primarily dealing with the biblical aspect of it, but that's fine. I brought it up and it's part of the subject. So this person says, on measuring Earth's curvature on YouTube, look up measuring Earth's curvature with basic gear, no flat Earth. Does more zoom cause ships to come up over horizon? Flat Earth. The curve hidden in plain sight, no flat Earth, re-upload. Apparently, I need to go look at these videos, which if I have time the rest of this week, I probably will, so I can properly comment. And then on a Google search, he says, Scientific American, measure Earth's circumference with a shadow. And then curve of the Earth visualized and measured. And then activity, measuring the Earth's curvature, straight, level, and the curvature of the Earth. Quora website, when and how did scientists measure the radius of the Earth? Ordnance Pamphlet 770, 16-inch range table, U.S. Navy. It contains naval gunnery, aiming tables that account for Earth's curvature, also Earth's curvature, and battleship gunnery. And then we have, although it's funny, I would love to know how radar works and sonar on a curved Earth. How in the hell do you spot anything over a curve with that? Does radar follow the curve? Does sonar wrap itself over the curve? I'm curious. offshore wind farms, and the curvature of the Earth. So you brought all of those up, Mr. Tummy. So I will take time to respond to your comment at some point. And then we have Ridgeway Mountain Hauser saying that biblical cosmology, and this is always fun stuff. The insulting stuff is so amusing to me. Biblical cosmology is Iron Age goat herder ignorance. More than 2 millennia ago, men knew that the Earth was a sphere. More than 2 millennia ago, men tried to calculate the Earth's spherical size. Since the invention of the telescope, it has been plainly obvious that the Earth is just another planet in orbit around the Sun. In a follow-up comment, Flat Earth is an anti-science, anti-education cult of ignorance that preys on the gullible and delusional dregs of society. You clearly have not run into any intelligent people defending Flat Earth, or you are so brainwashed into heliocentrism that for it even to be brought up to question your faith in heliocentrism immediately makes you make knee-jerk remarks like that, because it is not a done deal by any means, or we wouldn't even be having this debate or discussion at all. There are reasons, and they're good solid ones, to question heliocentrism. Whether you want to believe there is a flat earth or not, the jury is still out on a lot of things, from gravity to a lot of things. And I'll deal with it, and I will comment on both of those. Very interesting to me. And I had this sent in by a user, and this is kind of changing the subject off comments on videos and stuff, but I wanted to get into this because this is an important thing to remember. And because it's kind of current with RFKs going back and forth regarding needles, and I don't want to use the word because it just automatically flags and then limits your outreach and your video. So, let's see here. How am I going to do this without that? Because there's a lot of comments. Well, I'm just going to say it. And if they want to do that, fine. But just keep in mind, when they do things like this, it should automatically cause red flags to go up to you, that people can't question things, that you're not allowed to question, that you're not allowed to think critically about anything, or they limit you, shut you down, silence you. I find that, why the fear? I mean, why not, instead of throttling, choking, and restricting people, why don't you just put out information that is counter to it and have a back and forth? That's what free speech is all about, right? It seems to me it's the fearful side that doesn't have solid stuff to stand on that attempts to silence its opponents. Seldom is that ever the good side. So anyway, here is what they sent me, and I think it's great. Stay home, save lives was a lie. We're in this together was a lie. 2 weeks to slow the spread was a lie. Masks help prevent the spread was a lie. Super spreader events was a lie. The vaccine is a dead end for COVID was a lie. You're not going to get COVID if you have these vaccines was a lie. Breakthrough cases are rare was a lie. The shot is 100% effective was a lie. Only 2 shots to get your life back was a lie. You just need to get the 3rd one. Another lie. The 4th one offers the most protection was a lie. 1 million people died of COVID was a lie. Pandemic of the unvaccinated was a lie. Winter of severe illness and death was a lie. Nobody was forced to take it is a lie. It's kind of a gaslighting lie, right? Like, Nobody forced you to, but we all know we all know that when you are threatened with not having a job, that is a way of forcing you into something. It may not have necessarily been at gunpoint, but some people faced imprisonment, loss of job, loss of career, well, all kinds of things. Shaming is a very embarrassing time in our history, and a huge test just to see how effective their fear campaigns are. And you know what? It was highly effective because most of us put on masks. Most of us, many, many, many of us bought this. We bent over backwards to accommodate through fear. Don't do it again, though. Don't fall for this again. The vaccine saved millions. Lie. Nobody is injured or dying from the shot. Not true. We all know this is not true now. So please, the only reason I'm mentioning this, should I mention it's for entertainment only so that I don't get restricted? So absurd that we have to do that because a bunch of Karens can't keep their hands out of things, can't handle the idea that people can question things or talk about things. Oh my gosh, somebody said something that I don't agree with. Well, we already know that they would reference as, well, we're just trying to prevent you from lying. Okay, so it's clear that the side that was restricting and canceling and shutting people down was the side that was truly lying the entire time. And they're going to gaslight you and call you the liar when you dare to question them. And you're like, hey, wait a minute, trying to stop the spike protein virus thing is trying to like catching a mosquito with a fence, a metal fence. Goes right through it. Masks weren't effective. But you're not allowed to say that. It's amazing to me. But it's the truth, and they were the ones lying and covering up about so many things. And the first thing we all should have caught on to was that everything was funneled right towards that jab. All of it was, including the retarded mayor with the hamburger and fries. I mean, what in the world? Plus, could not somebody have trained him before doing that entire thing to not smack his lips while he eats, to chew with his mouth closed? I mean, I think it was de Blasio, wasn't it? I mean, I don't know. I have an issue with that. I don't like people chewing with their mouth open and smacking their lips. It drives me crazy. So, anyway, that's besides the point. The point is, he was full of crap, and the whole thing was just one big fear propaganda campaign. And I believe what they do is they just test the waters to see how many of you will go along with it. And the vast majority of people went along with it to the point where they were even turning in their neighbors, turning on one another, yelling and screaming and fighting and acting like complete jackasses about it, and went right along with it. No matter how insane it got. Shut down churches, but the strip club can stay open and so can all the liquor stores. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Just remember how hard so many people fell for this. And I mean hard. And then we like to sit here and look back on things like, Nazi Germany and be like, oh, well, I would never have fallen for that. How did those people fall for that? Huh? Did you strap on a mask without any protest? Go out and get all four? I mean, you would have fallen for it. These people, just remember to think critically is all I'm saying. Don't just... What so many don't realize is these individuals that run things spend decades of white knighting you, is what I call it. They build up trust. This is when you hear different people who have podcasts talk about controlled opposition and things of that. That's the tactic. They give you just enough truth and care and for the children kind of comments, that they build up this trust bond with you because they know what they're about to do. And they know that if they didn't build up that trust bond with you, then everything that they were doing later, you wouldn't fall for. But they don't ever bring out the tyranny first. They always, always, always get you to trust them first. Stop falling for it. Think critically. Think things through. Don't let them play with your emotions. Think about what they're saying, what they're doing, who benefits from it, all of that. And don't buy their BS when they say things like, oh, this is the Patriot Act. That should red flag you immediately. Oh, then it's probably unpatriotic, which it is. I mean, they can literally call anybody they want a terrorist, and then you lose all of your Bill of Rights. They're gone. They can arrest you. Oh, you're a terrorist, so we don't need a warrant. You're going with us, and your family will never see you again. So much for the Bill of Rights. So just all I'm saying is keep that in mind and be discerning and be wise, because we are in a fight. We are in a battle. And that is pretty much all I've got for you tonight, other than keep your eyes posted for when I comment on our YouTube channel under You Will Know. I guess I probably need to change all of these to Pilgrim's Gray Chronicles, because I get people asking me, I can't find you out there. Well, You Will Know is our limited liability company that sponsors Pilgrim's Gray Chronicles and Pilgrim's Gray the band. But if I can find a way to change it back over, all of it to Pilgrim's Gray or Pilgrim's Gray Chronicles, well, that is what I'll do. I will look into it if that is helpful to you. In the meantime, You Will Know, Pilgrim's Gray Chronicles, and Pilgrim's Gray Band, we would appreciate your support. Make sure to visit us at our website. I try to put the links to support us through the, either dropping us a line, sharing our comments, liking them, subscribing, or you can go get our merchandise if you want, and even take a picture of yourself and email it to us at pilgrimsgray@gmail.com. And if it's, something I can put, online or in video, and it's not obscene, then I'll be happy to put you, on there. So, and you'd be on the next video that we have. I'm also still looking into a camera because I have had a couple people also mention that they would like to have a video option. They like watching video, and that's fine. I'll look into doing that. I've done it for a couple of interviews. I just don't like my camera, so I'm looking into getting a more expensive camera that can do 4 or 8K. Anyway, let's play you out, and I hope the rest of the work week is good for you all. And we'll see you Friday night at 9 p.m. Central Time for our top 3 stories of the week. See you then.
It's time for listener emails, comments, and stuff they send in. So kick back and listen, it'll make you grin. Every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, yeah. Central Standard Time, yeah. Central Standard Time, yeah. It's time for listener emails, comments, and stuff they send in.